Today's video blog, I'm going to share with you one of the most important secrets in any relationship. My name is Kute Blackson, nationally best-selling author of You Are the One. Relationships, being human is about having relationships, whether it's romantic relationships, work relationships, business relationships, parenting, child relationships, relationship with your parents. Life is about relationships, and the quality of your life is really the quality of your relationships. And relationships on any level, in any category, can be a source, especially if they're working smoothly, of tremendous joy, but they can also be a source of tremendous pain when they aren't working smoothly at the same time. Relationships. What are one of the secrets in any relationships? One of the secrets I found in any relationship, especially now we live in a world that is kind of polarized, is your ability to honor, understand, and embrace the differences of the person you are in relationship with. Many times in relationship, because we like the person, we love the person, we want to be connected to the other person, we have this sometimes unconscious idea that, well, if we're in a relationship, you should be like me. If you love me, we should be like each other. You should believe what I believe, and we believe the same things, we eat the same things, we do the same things, we have the same rhythms, we have the same skill. Everything kind of should be the same, but all that does is move us into a sort of monotony in terms of relationship. The secret to relationship is your ability to embrace your differences. We often see our differences as bad, our differences as negative, our differences as something incompatible, our differences as meaning the relationship has to be over, our differences as the enemy. And we often let our differences freak us out, scare us, and oh my God, it's never going to work. What if your incompatibilities were actually opportunities for your growth? What if your incompatibilities were actually, as I've heard it said, a foundation for an amazing relationship, and not necessarily something that could be a factor to end the relationship, end the friendship, not be in communication, not love, not continue a relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's parent-child, child-parent, business relationship. Differences are a gift. When you attract someone into your life on any level, you attracted that person because there's certain lessons you have to learn. Whenever you attract someone into your life who might have different viewpoints, you might have different political beliefs, you might have different food philosophies, vegan, meat eating, carnivore, you might have different spiritual beliefs, you might have different rhythms, you might have different ways of seeing life, different ways of processing your feelings and emotions. This can be a source of contention, this can be a source of conflict, or it can be a gift. It can be a gift. So what we tend to do is we tend to control the other person to try to get them to be more like us. Because if I can get them to be more like me or them, we can be more like each other, then we can be closer, we think. But I believe that when you try to control another person to be more like you, so you're more connected in that way, it's not really an authentic connection. One person in the relationship has to suppress a part of themselves in order to be connected. This never works. And no one essentially likes feeling like they can't be themselves fully in relationships. So we try to control. Sometimes we often judge. We judge the other person for not being more like us. Judgment just repels the other person. It does not build the fabric of love, connectedness, and trust in relationship. Now, here's the thing. Many times people in relationship often say, well, I just want to be myself. We're different, but I just want to be myself. I just got to be me in relationship. Here's the challenge. Relationships, the best relationships are when you are being yourself fully, your real self fully. But many times the self that we want to be, or the self that we think we are, is simply a conditioned version of ourselves based on our conditioning and our childhood programming, the pattern and configuration of person that we needed to become in order to survive our childhood and deal with the dysfunctions that most of us experienced growing up. And so we learn to suppress certain feelings and emotions. We learn to develop roles, masks, and personas, and to contort ourselves into a certain shape in order order to get love, validation, and approval. And we became this person, often in reaction to our parents. Maybe our parents were a certain way, and we said, I'm never going to be like my dad. I'm never going to be like my mom. Or there was maybe pain, and we started developing all sorts of defense mechanisms to suppress the pain. And we said unconsciously as children, I will never feel this pain again. So we learned to become a certain person, disconnected from certain parts of ourselves in order to function and survive, to keep ourselves safe. So now we've become this person, and we think this is who we are. We go into a relationship and we say, oh, this is who I am. But what if who you are is not really who you are? What if who you are is just really a conditioned version of yourself? What if who you are is not really who you are? The degree to which we're conditioned is the degree to which we are not free. So we get into a relationship and we say, I just want to be who I am. But the challenge is we don't really know who we really are. We just know who we think we are, which is not who we really are. So relationship is not about changing yourself so you can be more like the other person. But we have to realize that true love and relationship is not there to change you, is there to evolve you. And in the process of evolution, you likely will change. You likely will change, not becoming something different for another person so that the differences aren't there, so that you can be more like them. But you likely will change because true love brings up everything unlike itself for you to look at those parts of yourself that you haven't dealt with, that you're attached to, that you think is who you are. But those parts of yourself that you've become, which is just your conditioned identity, is blocking the deeper expression and fullness of your true expression, the true you, where you can really say, this is who I am and this is what I want to be. So who are you truly? It's hard to truly honor who you are if we're not in touch with who we really are. So true love, when you come into a connection, a relationship, a partnership, anything, will bring up aspects of you. And so differences. The real key is, rather than judging your partner for being different, rather than trying to control them to be more like you and having that be a source of conflict. Well, he doesn't meditate and she doesn't do yoga and they're not a vegan and I'm a vegan and they don't like cars and I like cars, and these are cosmetic, superficial differences. When you both know who you are at your core, your true essential nature, certain surface level differences are less important. What's important, if there's differences, is the communication, is the willingness, the intentional, the mature communication, so that you know who you are, right? You know the connections there, and then the mature communication so that you can both navigate how you are going to learn to relate to each other, so that you can honor each other's differences on the surface while also not compromising your true essence. It's the true essence that's important. Don't confuse your essence with the surface level cosmetic differences that we often get so caught up in. We allow these cosmetic differences to distract us from the true essence, because we don't know who we are. So when there's differences in your relationship, rather than running, rather than disconnecting, many people are seeing the differences as negative, as bad, as an enemy. What if those differences were actually a gift? That you attracted that person into your life. You attracted that person into your life because they were different. And those differences are actually giving you an invitation through the other person into a complementary, into a part of yourself that you're being invited, that you are actually seeking to understand more about and embrace. It's actually giving you the opportunity to integrate a part of yourself that is different, that you may have not embraced, that you may not have been in touch with, that is giving you an opportunity to integrate that part of yourself within yourself again through the apparent differences, where the differences of the other person can become a portal to a deeper dimension of yourself. Then the differences are a gift. So when you face differences, don't go into judgment. That pushes them away. Go into a state of curiosity. Wow, how did they believe that? Wow, how did they get to that conclusion? Wow, how do they think that way? Wow, tell me more. Which only opens you to deeper understanding. When other people feel understood, there's more love, the connection deepens. You don't have to agree, but the connection deepens. And then, wow, what is this person reflecting to me about myself? What are their differences giving me an opportunity to embrace within myself? Then you can expand. True intimacy is not you and the other person or people being exactly the same. That's just freaking boring, right? That is boring. That is not true love. True love is able to embrace the full range of who we are, the full range of another person. Because if you're trying to just be the same as your partner or partners, then you often have to suppress parts of yourself, and that is the opposite of love, and relationships won't work because we have to suppress parts of ourselves that are truly authentic. True love and true intimacy is not sameness. True love and true intimacy in any relationship is your ability to embrace the differences. And the more differences you can embrace and understand and learn from, the fuller rainbow, the fuller, more expansive your relationship will be, the more gifts you will receive from the differences in the other person that you can also find within yourself. Embracing differences will lead to deeper connection, deeper intimacy, deeper love, which is really what we really wanted, even when we were trying to get the other person to be exactly the same as us in the first place. So look at those you love. Stop trying to change them. Stop trying to blame them. Don't judge them, and get curious. Let me hear it. Get curious about what these differences are for you and how you can grow from the differences that your partner or those you love present to you in your life. Curiosity is key. Curiosity is the pathway. Folks, I hope you enjoyed this short video. Sending you much, much love. Do me a favor. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also go to KuteBlackson.com. You can enter your name and your email there to receive updates on my events and online courses and upcoming videos. Until then, let's also connect on social media. Sending you much love. Share this video with everyone you know. Big hugs.